Men don't understand women, and here's why. Women are told to not be so demanding, or she's called bossy. Loud, or she's obnoxious. We're told not to be too much. We're afraid of causing bigger problems by stating our honest opinion. We're people pleasers. We're afraid to be frank with someone and be honest with them because we don't want to hurt their feelings. I might be generalizing here, but oftentimes women are raised to be polite and agreeable. That's why what we say doesn't actually mean what it does half the time, and that's why men find it so challenging to understand us.
Yeah, exactly. It's the system's against you, right? You're raised in a way to be like this. No, that's not why. In high pressure situations, you're always going to elect to be passive in your communication rather than direct. Why? Because you understand fundamentally you don't have the physical advantage, okay? You don't. So you're not going to go up to a guy and start saying everything you actually feel about him, degrading him, because you understand that these things could lead to physical altercations, right? And you're not interested in that. Let's be honest, you're never going to enter into a physical altercation. This is not in your interest. Plus, on top of that, you care way more if people like you in comparison to men. Men care a lot less in general about whether people like them. You are way more dependent on your social structure than men are. Okay? So, because of all these things, this is why women tend to play the safe way because they depend on that very structure. Women also care a lot more about social interaction. This is why you see them caring about having friends. You don't really see guys being like, oh, I don't have any friends. Whereas girls are like, oh, I don't have that many friends right now. I need like, I don't know, I don't have friends like I used to. And like, this is the typical conversations you hear girls talking about versus guys. So, no, this is not. There's plenty of the evidence is all out there when it comes to the psychological research about women needing social interaction more than men. So this idea that it's somehow is pretty much she's not saying the word patriarchy, but she's pretty much implying it by saying, "Oh yeah, well, yeah, we're raised this way. The system is creating us this way. This is why we can't be direct." No, you just don't want to get your ass kicked. Reasonable, in my opinion, by the way. Okay, getting your ass kicked is not good. And yeah, most guys won't in modern life. They won't, but you never know. Some freak guy that's emotional, he may lash out. And now what? Now you get your ass kicked. Why? That's mainly what it comes down to, for being brutally honest about it.
Us. Women are not necessarily playing games. We just find it hard to communicate.
No, it's not. Yes, you are playing games. Yes, you absolutely are. Let's just cut the lies. It's not about find it hard to communicate with men. It's you don't care about how guys perceive things, okay? Because to you it's such common sense. You're like, oh, why don't you just understand this? But to guys, it's not because you don't really care about how guys feel about things. You only care about how you feel. So obviously for you, it's gonna be like, oh, why doesn't he get it? Well, it's because you don't care about how he feels. That's why. That's why it's hard for you to communicate. It's not because it's actually hard. Guys are super simple. You just don't care. You don't care about how guys feel about stuff, which is fine. That's actually what you're taught to think. Not the other shit you were talking about earlier. No, you don't care about the male perspective whatsoever. You just don't care. And that's fine. Okay? But slowly, don't expect guys to care about your perspective either. Right?
With men because we have been raised to be
Yeah,
that
it's always an excuse. It's always somebody else's fault, of course, right? Always trying to externalize responsibility. Export the responsibility as much as possible.
afraid of using our voice.
No, you guys are using your voices now more than ever. And it's actually it might be a little bit too much sometimes, honestly, at this point, but it is what it is. There's plenty, I do videos like this all the time. Clearly, there's no issue with voice. There's plenty of platforms for you to vocalize. So, yes, you guys have voices. Let's not pretend, please.
You as a man find it challenging to understand a woman, understanding this basic.
Well, because everything is backwards. You say one thing and you mean another thing. So yeah, you have to graduate a PhD to understand all this. Honestly, it's crazy.
Knowledge of a woman will get you so far in life, get you further than any other man. Really understanding that this is how women are raised and this is why we're not straightforward. Will help you when you want to understand a woman better. I know we often want you to be mind readers, but I'm telling you exactly why we are the way we.
Yeah, okay, making a bunch of excuses to try to justify why you're going to continuously be bad at communicating. Like I said, to me, I understand the subtle language, so I don't really care. To me, it doesn't matter. You can play this game, I'll read your mind. I'm trying to teach guys how to read minds too. This is not a joke. It's a real thing I'm trying to teach guys to do. But majority of men are still going to be lost, right? Because not everyone's going to follow my content. Not everyone's going to believe me. She's saying it here, guys. Learn to read my mind. I have to communicate this way. She's using an excuse about how it's society's fault. But no, this is just the nature of things, and it'll always be this way, right? Because let's just be honest about it. People can't be trusted. People can't be trusted when it comes to revealing information. People will oftentimes take information you give them and they will use it against you. And girls are socially very smart this way. So they're not going to just give that information for free, especially not to men, because they always want to have the poker hand covered. They want to hold the upper hand when possible. So, and that's fine. This is part of a average woman's strategy, anyways, right? A lot of times, girls don't even realize they're doing it. It's usually the smarter ones that are more aware that, oh yeah, I guess I am sort of being manipulative, and not always in a negative way, right? But I'm trying to make sure that this person has my best interest. And arguably, I'd say this is a good thing. I just don't like the excuse that it's society's fault. It's like, no, this is sort of a natural thing. Okay, you have to learn to protect yourself. You have to learn, okay, which guy has my best interests or not, and the guy that can read my mind probably understands women. You know?
Why we're not straightforward, why we're not direct, want to be agreeable and nice.
Well, yeah, because if you're a woman that's non-agreeable, you understand that that comes off as extremely masculine, right? And it makes you less attractive. That's not because society deems it this way. It's just the nature of humans, okay? We can't help what we find attractive. So let's stop trying to redefine something that we can't control.
Just like men are raised to be tough guys, well, women are raised to be nice and agreeable. You don't understand a woman, reflect on this.
Well, because we have to. Because if we're not, we get punished for it. It is what it is.